And DYAH is joined this afternoon by his trainers, Mr. Chuck Eisenbeiss Jr. and Craig Gibson. Next, we welcome the defending champion. He is a 2008 Olympic gold medalist. He is a former British and European super middleweight champion, and he is the current WBC silver super middleweight champion. Let's welcome James "Chunky" DeGALE. And James is joined this afternoon by his trainer, Jim McDonald. And also joining us here this afternoon, we have the promoter of Hennessy Sports, Mr. Mick Hennessy.
Thanks very much, and as always, thanks for your attendance. Nice to see you today. This is, in my opinion, a tremendous fight, a great fight. We have the best of British against one of the top American super middleweights at the moment. This fight shouldn't be underestimated. It's for the right to move on and fight for major world titles. You have, as I said, a young American. He's got great wins over the likes of Antoine Eccles and Marcus Johnson, 20-0 fighter. Fought Sakio Bika, gave good account of himself, but it wasn't right by all accounts. So, you know, James is up against a top American fighter here, and if he does what we believe he can, he's going to be a major world champion, which we've always thought. It leads to massive fights with the likes of the winner of Fox Groves, Stieglitz, or even Andre Ward. So this is the type of fight where everything's on the line, and it's you know, whether he's going to materialise to what we all think, we believe he will, but he'll need to show that on the night, because this is not an easy fight by anyone's standards. This is a top fight. It's a WBC silver title fight, and you know, fair play for taking this fight. I think it's you know, to both James and DYAH. I think this is a great crossroads fight for anyone who wants to move on and win a major world title. We've got a very good 10-round fight on the fight. Arfan Iqbal. He's someone who Tyson Fury's sort of touted for a long time now at light heavyweight. He's fighting the current Southern Area champion. And also we have Chris Eubank Jr. He's fighting in a 6-round on this event. So it's 2 hours on Channel 5 terrestrial TV, and you know, it's going to be a quality event. Without further ado, I'll just hand you over to the fighters, because that's what we're here for today. Cheers, Dan.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Traveled in, very excited to be here. Looking forward to put on a masterful and exciting performance on Saturday. Come here with all intentions to win, to the stoppage. However, the plan is to go home victorious.
Yeah, I'll keep this short and sweet. I've trained extremely hard. I know my next couple fights, when I get past this, I'm not looking past DYAH Davis, it's a good fight. When I get past this, there's some massive fights out there for me. So I've trained extremely hard, and taken Davis extremely seriously. I can't wait for fighting. It's around the corner, and just look forward to putting on a great performance.
And if we can get a word now from the trainers.
Hello everyone, thanks for coming out. I can tell you that DYAH and those in these like appreciate is most definitely in the best shape mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. He was well focused for this fight. There's things he's done preparing for this fight that he hasn't done in previous fights. And I'm going to tell you, do not miss 1 second of the fight, because from round 1 to the end, it's going to be exciting. And I'm telling you right now, I'm guaranteeing a victory for DYAH come Saturday.
Like James just said, just going to keep it short and sweet. James DeGALE basically to me is already the best 168 fighter in the world. He needs momentum in his career, he needs to box, he needs to be out there, and that's when you see the best of James. And they've got a good opponent in front of him, we're looking at him, studying him, and you're going to see, I believe, probably the best performance of James' career so far, and he's looking tremendous, so look forward to tuning in and watch the fight Saturday.
And at this time, we would like to welcome any questions from the media.
DYAH, your train's very, very confident there. What do you see in James that makes you that confident you're going to beat him?
You know what? It's not so much as what I see in James, it's what I see in myself. Very confident fighter, and I know that I've done everything right this training camp as far as, you know, training, eating habits, sleeping habits. You know, everything is done to the maximum at 100%. So I'm very confident in my abilities. Like I said, come Saturday night, take home the victory.
James, big night for you with so much at stake. That edging closer to that world title shot. Are you a bit disappointed that your rival George just got there before you?
No, not really, to be honest. I'd say I'm on my own path. I'm on my own path, Pat, and there's more than just one world title out there, and I would say I'm a fight or two away from a world title shot. So, Mick right here, after I've dealt with Davis, Mick's got to get this title shot for me. I'm in a perfect position. But I'm not looking past Davis, I'm focused on Saturday, focused for what he's going to bring. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to it.
James, after you won the European title, you thought you would have had a shot at the world title by now. For what reason did you not think this happened?
Uncle Mick, obviously after winning that European title, it's a big step up, the European title. It's hard. And I thought in the next couple of fights after beating Frank Warren, I probably would have fought for a world title, but as I say, I can only beat who's put in front of me, and as I say, I'm in a perfect position now with the WBC. So I'm just looking forward to the future. As I say, I'm fully focused on Saturday. I'm ready for this fight. It's been a long camp. I ain't really been at the gym since June, my last fight, so I'm in great shape. Looking forward to the 12 rounds, and it's going to be good.
Look, I mean, I'd like to carry on from that. This is, you know, this is obviously James's 18th fight. If you go back to then, he would have had 13 fights. All right, talent-wise, he may be ready to mix it with the best, but you know, once you win that title, you've got to hold on to it. And I believe that in the last sort of like 4 fights, and this one, this 5th fight, it's going to prepare him better for when he fights for the title, which will be next year. And when he fights for the title, he'll be ready, he'll win it in style, and he'll hold on to it. But sometimes it's too easy to jump the gun and have fights early for the sake of people's expectations. I believe he's doing it at the right speed right now.
I mean, what the WBC said to you as to where James stands at the moment, if he wins on Saturday night, what's the next step or 2 steps?
Well, look, the WBC situation is pretty cloudy. As you know, Jose Sullivan wasn't there this year. He's you know, been in hospital in Los Angeles having heart surgery. So they basically called for a final eliminator on the forum against Periban for the right to fight the champion. Then that was on the forum. It was declared a final eliminator, and then afterwards it was declared part of a 2-part eliminator. eliminator stroke, then a final eliminator. So that's something we're trying to clarify at the moment. You know, if it's in our interest to hold it as a final eliminator, we will do. But you know, that whole situation is very cloudy at the moment. There weren't a lot of serious decisions made out there because of the circumstances, but we are working on that in the background at the moment.
So how important is next week in your programs against France? The point I'm kind of making is how keen are you to have a world title to bargain with further down the line?
Is that to me or James?
So both of you.
It's to me, not me. Mark said.
You know, look, it would be great to go into a unification fight. Obviously, that's the preferred route every time. But I mean, I believe, like Jim McDonald does, like James does, that he's more than ready for the winner of Fox Rose. And I seriously believe with the right camp, right preparation, I think he can beat either fighter and do it in style. So he's ready for that fight.
What I'm saying is if James is a world champion as well, then you're in a much stronger market position.
Yeah, I mean that is the case. But also, there's not that many major domestic box office fights out there. James reached that criteria. For the winner of that fight, what other major box office fights are there? All right, maybe Andre Ward, not definite, but James would be a major box office fight, and you know, common sense should prevail. But you're right. If there's a title on the line, unification, we're in a strong position, absolutely.
James, given the situation you just described, how cloudy it is, it's obviously important for you to make quite a statement on Saturday night in terms of putting yourself in the best position possible. So would you say win itself is not actually as important, it's the manner of victory on Saturday night?
Listen, the main thing is that I win, but I'm looking to put on a performance. Everyone knows that my last 4 fights I've been fine with an injury. I couldn't bend, I couldn't dip, I couldn't use my levels, I couldn't move around the ring probably. Now it's perfect, and as I say, on Saturday you're going to see an explosive performance from me, a different James DeGALE I want to see last time, and just look forward to a good performance, and I just, the way I'm feeling and my camp I've had, I can't see Davis going 12 rounds, but if he does, he's done well.
Just going back, and obviously not got you past the last time because of quite a few obstacles for you to get past. But is there a time frame for any of these eliminators that sort of out? What are you looking at next year with Perryman, for instance?
Well, look, I mean, he's obviously fighting DeGALE before this year's out, Sakio Bika. Then they're giving him one voluntary. Now, that one voluntary is a fight that we will table an offer for. We would like to get that voluntary as a fight for James. If they don't play ball on that, if they've got other ideas or they don't fancy the job with James, then we might have to look at the Perryman fight as a final eliminator for the right to fight Bika. If that happens, then you're going to be looking at summer or early autumn on the way the WBC works to fight for that WBC title.
Is there nothing you can do to tune them up, or
what for?
WBC, I mean, between now and next summer,
We're-
it's a hell of a wait, isn't it?
We're going to try and hold them to the final eliminator. The final eliminator will set the top clock ticking to fight the winner of Sakio Bika and DeGALE. So if they honour what they said at the convention, final eliminator, then that sets the clock ticking. Then there's no reason why the fight can't happen late summer. But look, this fight's on terrestrial TV. It's on Channel 5. It's going out to a big audience. James does what we believe he can do. This is a great showcase fight because it's not an easy fight. It's a hard fight. It's a tough fight with someone who's coming to win, someone who wants the opportunities that James is going to have for the world title fight. So it's going out in front of a big audience, and this is going to be the springboard for James to get himself in the major domestic blockbusters.
Sorry, and DYAH, go back to your fight with Beaker.
Right.
And what went wrong that day, and you're obviously looking for a chance to get your shot back.
With the Beaker fight, I went into the fight injured. So I lacked confidence. And I re-injured, actually re-aggravated the injury right before coming out. So, I'm sorry? I had a bad case of tendonitis. I was actually getting some treatments and shots and everything else like that before the fight. And it just happened a couple of weeks after. I hadn't been sparring. It never fully recuperated. So, right before coming out, I was warming up in the dressing room. I had one of my trainers was throwing wild punches at me because we knew that Beaker was a wild puncher. And right before coming out, I just re-aggravated it. And mentally, I was just like, oh man. So that's what went wrong in that fight.
What was the tendonitis? Elbow, shoulder?
Just more like hand, like wrist area.
Obviously, you'd be looking for a chance to get back to Beaker.
Oh, most definitely. But the object at hand right now, the task at hand is DeGALE. If we pass DeGALE, then we'll worry about what happens after that.
Do you think Beaker will want you again?
I hope so. I'd like to give him a DYAH Davis at 100%.
Any more questions from the meeting? DYAH, you traveled here yesterday. How are you going to adapt to the different time zone here? Do you have a method or anything like that?
No, I think the key to traveling is either you come 2 weeks early or you get there right before the event. And I feel like I've already adapted, no problem.
Is your dad going to be over for the fight?
No, my dad won't be here for the fight, but he was in assistance and helping me get ready for this fight.
Any further comments from the panel? All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to seeing you this Saturday night at Globe Blue Water in Kent. A reminder that our weigh-in will be tomorrow at the Plaza Globe Blue Water. It begins at 4 p.m. And the boxing will get started at 5 p.m. this Saturday. 5:45 p.m. Doors open at 5. And then we go live on Channel 5 at 10 p.m. and also around the world on ESPN3.com. So on behalf of our great sponsors, Maxi Muscle, Liquid Caffeinated Water, Bounce, the home of ping pong, the host of today's press conference, Scott's Menswear and Modeling Network. We thank you for coming out. We'll see you later. Thank you.